This morning on Daybreak, today's the first day for potential patients to submit for medical marijuana cards, though 2 local hospitals are refusing to see patients for certifications.
And people are not the only ones struggling with floodwaters here in the Midwest. Animals are being forced to find new homes. We'll tell you why this is leading to an increase in snake bites.
Plus, over 30 water rescues have been made in a 24-hour span from all this flooding that we've seen over the past week. We'll talk about that and more coming up this morning on Daybreak.
Morning, and thanks for waking up with us. It is Friday, June 28th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
And I'm Joe Morano. As we get moving, a lot to talk about with this flooding, because it's something that still has been going on and is just not going away, right?
Yeah, that's true. All the water rescues that the Missouri Department of Conservation posted about happened Sunday, but we're still seeing the effects of those floodwaters today.
Yeah. You were really looking into that yesterday, so we have a little more information about that for you this morning. We also have a warm weekend on tap. That's what meteorologist Elisa Rappa has been telling us as we check in with her this morning.
Backing up to that flooding, the Weather Service was mentioning yesterday what's really tough about this flooding is we had a record wet May, remember? It was like the 3rd wettest May on record. So the soils are already saturated. And in both cases where we saw those water rescues this week, we had like 2 to 5 inches of rain. In some spots, 6 inches of rain come down literally in an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, just very quickly. So hopefully this week, as we're hot and dry, the soils can dry up and recover a little bit.
Yeah. It'll be like that, especially today, right?
Yeah, another hot, humid, just like yesterday day. We're starting out pretty humid this morning. Temperatures are in the 70s to... temperatures are in the 70s to start. It's mostly clear, 71 degrees on south and west winds at 5 miles per hour. Dew points are in the upper 60s. It's mostly clear to start out there this morning, so you'll have some dry roads again as you head to work. It's 71 in Monette, 70 in Bentonville, and 72 in Rolla. Dew points, again, very sticky, up in the upper 60s to about 70. So we're starting out another humid morning out there this morning, just again, very sticky. Dry roads again today, mostly sunny. Remember, the cars do get hot in these kinds of temperatures, so make sure to remember the kiddos in the car. We'll have mostly sunny skies at the pool with a very high UV index of 10 at temperatures up near 90 by 3 o'clock. Tracking another hot and humid day today. The weekend is sizzling, plus a sneak peek of 4th of July. That's on the 7-day forecast in 10 minutes.
Making news now. People in southwest Missouri are cleaning up from major flooding over the last week. Newton, McDonald, and Lawrence counties, along with Berry County, all had flooding due to rain, and as a result, many water rescues. The Missouri Department of Conservation helped out Highway Patrol as well as local fire departments with those rescues. In a Facebook post, along with some photos of the rescues themselves, MDC says they assisted in 31 swift water rescues in a single day. Color 10 spoke with conservation agent Daniel Shores, who says they're always willing to help out in situations like these.
We serve the citizens of Missouri. If there's somebody that's in need, we're going to respond and we're going to take care of it. So, whether it doesn't matter that we wear green and we got a fish and a raccoon on our sleeve, if somebody needs help, we're going to go.
Cassville was hit the hardest. The city administrator telling us the city ballpark took some damage, as did area roads, but mostly home and business owners have been affected.
If you're searching to get certified for a medical marijuana card in Missouri, it won't happen at Cox Health or Mercy. Those 2 hospitals have both said they are not going to be seeing patients for medical cannabis certifications for several reasons. That means that you have to get your certification elsewhere and pay out of your own pocket. Elite Pain Management in Springfield is one of those places, and Director Justin Hobbs believes this is going to help clinics like his.
I do think the community itself will have enough providers willing to step up. We've seen approximately 40 patients. Cash pay only. That's the only way you can do it right now. I think for us, luckily, that's a good thing for us locally. For the independents, you know, we can step up, say, hey, we're here to see you, and we'll treat those patients.
Today is also the first day potential patients can submit applications to the Department of Health and Senior Services.
Moving on to some medical coverage. New statistics say 1 out of every 5 teens are overweight or obese due to a more sedentary lifestyle. One of the biggest factors, though, is smartphones. Color 10 spoke to a personal trainer and the founder of a group called Children and Screens. Phones not only can cause kids to be less active, they can also affect their social and emotional health.
Sometimes on social media, receiving negative feedback can really result in really take a toll on kids' self-esteem.
Type 2 diabetes and hypertension are higher than they've ever been in that age population, which is just crazy.
Aldridge, the personal trainer there, says 2/3 of chronic diseases can be prevented with lifestyle modifications like simple exercises you can do even in between screen time.
Moving on now for you, floodwaters have impacted the lives of many throughout the Midwest, washing away the homes of wildlife as well.
As a result, St. Louis has seen an increase in venomous snake bites as the animals are forced to find new homes closer to humans. Our Hannah Zettel explains the impact here.
Well, good morning, Lauren and Joe. According to KTVI in St. Louis, the Missouri Poison Center receives daily calls regarding these bites and is preparing for even more. But with the heavy rain we've seen here in the Southwest, an increase in snake bites could happen here, too.
Floodwaters in St. Louis have washed away snakes' natural habitats, forcing them closer to the city.
The water gets into the preferred homes of snakes, which are burrows and crevices and all these other places where they usually hang out. And since snakes can swim, they just swim up to the next available piece of habitat.
Francis Skaliski is the Missouri Department of Conservation media specialist and says heavy rainfall in southwest Missouri could lead to similar results here.
There's really nothing proactive you can do about this because the snakes are found in unexpected places.
Copperheads are Missouri's most common venomous snake, its unique print making it easily identifiable.
It has these reddish, pinkish brown wedges on the side. A lot of people call them Hershey's Kisses. It really has a pattern that's like no other snake.
Due to the unexpected nature of these bites, Skaliski says there's no real way to be prepared, but keeping your home clean is a good start.
If you show them that this is probably not the ideal place for them to be either, by your cleaning, by all the disruption that you're doing, that will cause the snake to move on, and hopefully they'll eventually move back to their preferred habitats when the water go down.
Now, if you are bit by any type of snake, keep that affected area below the level of your heart to slow the spread of the venom. Seek medical help immediately and attempt to take a picture of the snake, which will help medics with your treatment.
All right, Hannah Zettel this morning, thank you. We move on to a tech report now for you. The U.S. government has been cracking down on robocallers, but there's a common mistake some make that could increase the number of spam calls that you get. If you get a robocall, the best defense is to simply not answer. The one thing you should never do is push a button, even if the recording indicates you to do so in order to speak with an operator.
Do not press anything or select an option, because as soon as you do, the computer tracks that action, and because someone has touched a button, they know they've hit a live number. So now your number becomes prime fodder for the next scam artist, and your number gets sold to someone else.
Also important to note, the majority of the time the caller is not really calling from the number that shows up on your caller ID, so blocking a number won't necessarily solve this problem.
YouTube says it has heard your criticisms and is making changes after coming under fire for one of its features. This week, the Google-owned social media site announced it's giving users more control over recommended videos. Those are the videos YouTube plays immediately after the previous one ends. One of the critics, Senator Josh Hawley, claims the videos chosen by the site's algorithm are not always appropriate for kids. Now, YouTube says it has added a menu that lets users remove any suggested channels they don't want to watch from that list. This new feature is already available on the mobile app. The company says it's headed for the desktop soon.
All right, coming up for you, plenty more on Daybreak. Parents will want to tune in.
We'll tell you why a sleeper from Fisher-Price is under recall up next in your Money Watch.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.